General Krexthul stood on the command bridge of his dreadnought, watching the tactical display with satisfaction. The colony world of New Haven burned below, its defensive grid shattered, its orbital stations reduced to drifting debris. The systematic annihilation had taken exactly 47 standard time units, longer than he'd planned, but the human settlers had fought with an inexplicable tenacity that bordered on madness. "Final sweep complete, General," his tactical officer reported, mandibles clicking with approval. No survivors detected planetside. The human infestation has been cleansed. Krexthul's 4 eyes gleamed with predatory satisfaction. The hegemony had been clear in their directive. Humanity's expansion into the outer rim would not be tolerated. These upstart primates had colonized 17 OE worlds in the span of a single rotation cycle, an aggressive expansion that threatened the careful balance of power the established species had maintained for millennia. "Broadcast the declaration," Krexthul commanded. "Let any human vessels in the sector know that this is the fate that awaits all who dare." An alarm klaxon cut through his words. The bridge lighting shifted to combat crimson as his sensor operator's voice cracked across the comm system. "General!" Multiple hyperspace signatures detected, massive fleet displacement. Krexthul's primary arms tensed. "Reinforcements? Impossible. Our intelligence indicated no human military presence within 50 parsecs. Sir, it's not reinforcements." The sensor operator's voice carried a tremor that made Krexthul's scales ripple with unease. "It's a full battle fleet. 200 vessels and counting. They're still arriving." The main display flickered to life, showing the tactical overview of local space. Krexthul watched in mounting horror as ship after ship translated out of hyperspace. Massive carriers, sleek destroyers, and something else. Something that made his warrior's instincts scream warnings. "What are those readings?" he demanded, pointing at the anomalous signatures. "Unknown vessel types, sir. Our databases have no match. They're large, very large." A communications officer raised one of her secondary arms. "Sir, we're receiving a transmission. It's on an open channel. They want everyone to hear it." "Put it through," Krexthul growled. The voice that filled the bridge was distinctly human. Calm, measured, and carrying something that made every alien present unconsciously step back from their stations. "This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the Terran Expeditionary Fleet. We've received your message about no survivors. We found it interesting." Krexthul activated his own transmitter. "Human Admiral, you face the full might of the hegemony warfleet. Surrender now, and your deaths will be swift." Laughter echoed from the speakers. Not the bitter laugh of desperation, but something warm and genuinely amused. "General Krexthul, isn't it? We've been reading about you. Quite the reputation for brutality. The thing is..." The voice paused, and when it resumed, it carried an edge that made Krexthul's blood run cold. "You just made a very serious mistake." "Mistake?" Krexthul snarled. "Your pathetic colony is ash. Your civilians are dead. What mistake could I have, possibly?" "You declared no survivors," Admiral Chen interrupted softly. "See, that's a very specific phrase in human military doctrine. It means you didn't just defeat our people, you murdered them. Every last one. Children, civilians, non-combatants. All of them." The human fleet had finished deploying. Krexthul's tactical display showed over 300 vessels now, arranged in formations he didn't recognize. But it was the energy readings that made his hands shake. Those unknown vessels were powering weapon systems that registered beyond his sensor's ability to classify. "Do you know what happens when humans declare no survivors in return, General?" Krexthul found his voice. "You cannot seriously threaten the might of the hegemony with a single fleet. We have thousands of worlds, billions of warriors." "Had," Admiral Chen corrected pleasantly. "You had thousands of worlds. See, General, the moment you broadcast your declaration, every human ship in known space received the same message. And we've been very busy over the past few centuries. There are a lot more of us than you thought." The tactical display began updating with new signals, hyperspace signatures appearing throughout hegemony space. Hundreds of them, thousands, all broadcasting the same identification: Terran Expeditionary Fleet. "You wanted to make an example of New Haven," the Admiral continued, "to show what happens when humans dare to expand into your territory. Well, General, humans learn from examples. And the example you've taught us is very simple. You can't coexist with species that murder civilians. One of Krexthul's officers whispered something that made his blood freeze. Sir, we're detecting weapons charges on those unknown vessels. The energy readings, they're planetary bombardment weapons, planet killers. So here's what's going to happen, Admiral Chen said, and for the first time Krexthul heard the smile in her voice. It was the sound of a predator that had cornered its prey. Every world that participated in this attack, every ship that fired on civilians, every leader who gave the order, they all get to experience exactly what New Haven experienced. No survivors. This is madness, Krexthul roared. You cannot destroy entire civilizations. Can't we? The human admiral's voice was soft now, almost gentle. General, you just proved that civilizations can be destroyed. You've shown us exactly how it's done. The only difference is scale. The first human vessel opened fire, not at Krexthul's fleet, but at the planet below. The weapon that lanced down from orbit was unlike anything in hegemony arsenals. Where it struck, matter simply ceased to exist, leaving a perfect sphere of nothingness that grew and grew until the entire world collapsed into itself. New Haven had 3 million colonists, Admiral Chen said conversationally as Krexthul watched a planet die. The hegemony has roughly 400 billion citizens across 800 worlds. We've done the math, General. This is going to take a while. Krexthul's fleet tried to run. Some ships actually managed to enter hyperspace before the human vessels caught them. It didn't matter. Across hegemony space, identical scenes were playing out as human fleets emerged from hyperspace with the same message, the same terrible patience, the same inexorable purpose. The last thing General Krexthul heard before his ship was vaporized was Admiral Chen's voice, still calm, still pleasant, still smiling. Next time you meet humans, General, try diplomacy. It's so much more civilized. In the depths of space, the human fleets continued their work with methodical precision. They had declared no survivors, and humans, as it turned out, were very good at keeping their promises.